entire world. Hey everybody.
Good evening.
Have we all survived our first Saturday?
No, I'm still not okay.
No. It's been, you guys have no idea what happens here behind the scenes, what we're dealing with.
Yeah. And if you hear noises, I have two dogs here behind me. One of them
you have Coco Split?
I do. I have Astro and I have Herbie. And so this is a gross, disgusting story, but Herbie
must be told.
Decided that just an hour and a half ago, he was going to crawl under the deck and eat a dead animal. And so, yeah. And he stunk, and I bathed him for like 40 minutes, and I cannot get rid of the smell. And I'm sick to my stomach, and my head's pounding.
Yeah. Julie's been through it.
Yeah. I don't think I've ever yelled like that in my entire life.
That's yell worthy.
Yeah. And I told him he was never getting treats again, but then I gave in and gave him one.
Yeah.
Like 3 seconds later.
Yeah.
Right in front of us. We witnessed it. We can testify.
Mm-hmm.
So if you guys hear weird things, it's the puppies.
Possibly throwing up a dead goat onto Julie's floor.
Yeah.
And then my Birch Tuesday is having internet problems.
Yes. So today, by the way, someone referred to me and Lydia as pick-me birches.
Oh,
the spelling was off. So we are
birches.
Yes. But yeah, I might have to turn my camera off. It just keeps freezing. So
I actually think it might be StreamYard because I'm kind of seeing it with Julie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So it might be StreamYard.
I don't know. I'm not seeing it.
You're really pixelated to me. Yeah.
I'm what?
You're pixelated.
So I don't know what that means. But
for me, everyone's glitching.
Everyone's glitching. Okay, so let's try it.
StreamYard
for me. Yeah.
It must be then.
I don't know.
Oh well, we're just gonna go with it. We're just gonna roll with it with our Mercury in retrograde show, and it's just gonna be what it is.
Yeah.
We don't care.
Gonna be like whatever it is. So, do you guys want to start with? Do you want to start with what happened with Proctor and that order and the judge deciding that they could only use the discovery for the two cases?
Yes.
And so, I don't know how many people remember this, but if you guys recall, during the criminal case, there was a motion for sanctions because, and this happened right around when all the ARCA stuff was going on, because they had released a protected text of Proctor's, the defense did. So it looked as though Alan Jackson had written that motion, but of course we know that Alan Jackson was in really big trouble with Yanoni. So during one of the pretrial hearings, David Yannetti stood up and he took complete responsibility for that. I've got a video.
Sanctions, include in the motion. And just to be clear, Judge, this is something I will start with in addressing the motion for sanctions. This is my motion. I drafted it. None of my co-counsel saw this motion before it was filed. So I take responsibility for everything that's in there. But, we also.
She's so mad.
So mad.
Yeah. And, the whole point of this is everyone on the internet saying that Judge Gilday is overreacting and this is unfair, whatever. These people have a documented history of releasing protected material and then, doing oh, my bad. So yeah, I don't think that anything that he did, was, what's the word? I think it was all appropriate.
Right. It wasn't bias or any of that. And Kanoni specifically called them out on this tactic, right? So she said, when one of you speaks, you speak for the entire team. And she made sure to point that out in open court so that everyone at least knew she saw what they were doing.
Which is exactly this tactic, right? I'm convinced. At first, I'm thinking with the civil case, because Karen's got 10 attorneys with the civil cases.
Right.
And I kept thinking there's too many cooks in the kitchen. This is a bad idea for them. But then I'm like, this might be their tactic, right? Like being like, oh, I didn't watch the ID doc, or I don't know who said pin it on the girl and wrote that in the motion in quotes. It must have been the other attorneys. And it's kind of like a weird game to play where Kanoni called them out in the criminal trial for this type of behavior.
It's their technique. That's what they do.
Yeah.
And how can he claim he didn't watch it when those statements are in the motions?
So
I think he watched it.
He watched it.
I wasn't, don't get mad at me. Don't boot me off the stage. But watching Seligson, he was it's one of two things, right? Either he's just very disorganized and distracted.
Right.
Or there's a possibility he is not a Rosenberg or a Waters or a Jackson, right? So
I agree. I think he has some morals.
Yeah, there's a saying that says, an evil person can pretend to be good and kind, but a good and kind person cannot pretend to be evil. So if you see evil in someone, that's what they are. And so I think we'll have to wait and see how this plays out, but I kind of think the reason why he stumbled all over the place was because I don't know that that's who he is. I mean, if you remember, we showed the video of him talking to James Tuxbury outside that one hearing, and you could see he
very
was congenial, and he was very amicable, and he was behaving the way, Tuxbury was behaving. So I don't know. We'll have to see. We'll have to see what he does.
I don't think that he's going to get up there and spew his client's lies as his own.
Oh, you could tell when he was like,
that's why. I do think he has some morals. The other lawyers will get up there and spew whatever she says.
Rosenberg in particular.
He's not going to do that.
Yeah.
He's not going to do that.
Yeah. It doesn't seem like he's going to. So interestingly enough, on the 14th, remember, Karen tried to reschedule both of those hearings.
Yes.
Proctor's deposition was always scheduled for that day. So it's weird. They said they couldn't do the two hearings, but they had the deposition, which obviously didn't go forward because they couldn't agree on the protective order. But I don't know, but that can go forward now. Karen.
Well, she'd like to reschedule both of them. And as everyone knows now, because somebody saw her in the seaport, having lunch was more important to her, apparently, than attending either of the hearings.
And in her motion, she mentioned, so we looked at this, and we even had an attorney who is on Twitter kind of give her personal opinion on this. And Karen it's Karen and her attorneys is what was argued that wanted to be present at both both hearings. So Karen was telling the court that she personally wanted to be there and that it would go against her right to be there or prejudice her. And so when she didn't show up for the first hearing, which we know it was like 45-minute-ish drive between both courts, but I looked it up during the time that she was supposed to make that travel just to see what the traffic was like. And it would have taken her, I think we figured it was 101 minutes or something like that. So obviously given that the first trial is an hour, which I'm not sure if it even hit an hour, but that would be 4-hour window, right, to get to that second trial. But let's say she chose to be like, no, just in case I really want to make it to the federal trial or hearing, sorry, I keep saying trial. And that's what all her supporters were saying. Oh, give her a break. She didn't go to the first hearing because she wanted to go to the second hearing.
She didn't tell them.
Either of them.
No, absolutely not.
Well, the witnesses were able to make it to both hearings.
They sure did.
So I think she probably could have.
And she was in her sundress with Alan Jackson at Seaport. So
yep.
Yeah.
They had no intention of it. And both judges probably took notice of that, right? I mean, there's no way that escaped Gilday being, because she asked him to move the hearing. So I'm sure he noticed that she wasn't there.
Yeah. She did show up the day before, though. So not only did Karen show up, her parents showed up.
Uh-huh.
Everybody showed up to listen to Alan Jackson, tried to get her phone back. We do have Cosgrove. Do you see that video, Lydia?
Let me check it out. Hang on. Yep, I see it.
So we can listen to that. That was it was great.
Yeah, let me pause that real quick. Okay.
Oh yeah, Karen was 5 minutes from the courthouse. That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Here we go.
My attention was recently given to a video recording of the March 18th, 2025 second trial of Karen Reed. And I observed the video on the internet. Therein, a justice of this court made the following oral findings, and I'm going to quote them, and I'll submit an affidavit upon the completion of doing so, because I'm going to skip over a lot of factual details that aren't particularly relevant here. In open court, Judge Cannoni said, based on all the evidence, I conclude that the candor required by all lawyers has not been demonstrated here. I find there have been repeated misrepresentations made to the court by defense counsel, and I conclude that they were deliberate. They were made in sidebar, in open court, and in pleadings. And after going through some of the details, she says, I find that there was a material misrepresentation and that it was deliberate. Candor with the court is as essential as the bedrock obligation of all lawyers who appear in this court and all courts in Massachusetts. Those comments were made with respect to Mr. Jackson and the colleagues from his firm who filed the motion and affidavit and did the oral argument before the court today. And I would ask the court to consider that finding with respect to the credibility of the defense findings. And I will close with the words of Mr. Jackson: when someone shows you who they are, believe them the first time. I'll submit this.
So we had talked about this earlier on Twitter about how Cosgrove talks very slowly. Obviously, he's getting up there in age, but he's a great counterpart to Alan Jackson, who wants heightened emotions, fast moving, and which muddies kind of some of the stuff that gets thrown in there and gets overlooked. And he gets up there and he's like, pulls the energy back down. And we're going to talk real slowly about this and pinpoint all the shit you just said. And I absolutely love that. And it's like the slowest mic drop. Like he does the world's slowest mic drop.
Yep.
Yeah, and it's
And
funny that
it
he
was
had that ready, right? He brought that with him,
Yep.
or possibly has it memorized. I thought that was interesting that he was able to just roll that out slowly, given what happened in that hearing and what Alan Jackson was trying to do. And I also think that the quote that he's talking about that he's referencing that Alan Jackson said was when Alan Jackson said, if someone says something in an unguarded moment, you should believe them. And I was like, I hit him. I hit him. I hit him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yep.
That's true. That's true. He is very good at that though, right? Like coming out and just screaming things. Just like if you go back and listen to a lot of the hearings, which I was doing last week after the footnote came out about 227 and the FBI having found that it didn't take place at 227. And if you listen to Jackson's words, a few times when he spoke about that, he says the FBI found a search. They found a Google search.
Mhm.
He does not say 227. He says that they found a search. He's sneaky and does it so quick and sits down. He did it in that trial. He did it in the hearing when Lally got up and said, and God love Lally, but he should have made that a lot clearer about the FBI, what was in the footnote. I mean, that should have been all over the news that night. I don't know why it was.
It should have been.
Right?
Yeah.
It's so strange. But if you go and listen to that hearing, he says that they found a search. So it's really interesting.
That is
And he
interesting.
played those games with Arca as well, those language games, right?
Yeah.
He was like, have we ever met? And it's like,
Yes.
no, but
Yes.
we know you had 100 emails, baby doll.
Right.
But yeah, it's wild.
Yeah, he's just dirty.
So, and of course, we don't have, we're not going to have any footage from the federal hearing, but we do have 2 clips after it was over. One of them is Tuxbury. When he comes out of court, he makes a brief statement. And then the other is Yuri's lawyer. He said some great things. So do we want to listen to Tuxbury first? Lydia, do you see it?
Let me find it. Yes, I see it. Love the name. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, let me share. I love him. I just love him. Okay.
And the hearing.
I thought the hearing went very well today. We thought the judge asked all the right questions, and we really look forward to the decision.
Yeah. Yeah, I like him a lot. Yeah. You saw my nickname that I gave him.
Yes, I did. So great.
Yeah. And then we have Yuri's lawyer too. And, I'm really hoping that as the litigation goes on, this civil litigation, that we get more sound bites like this and maybe the media starts picking these things up. Yeah.
Wouldn't that be amazing if the media?
Like this is what they have to start saying all the time.
Yeah.
This is ridiculous.
Yeah. Okay, I'll play him.
She wasn't French. Conspiracy theory pushed by her side is preposterous. You would have to believe that John O'Keefe's friends knocked him out, injured him severely, and instead of treating him, decided to murder him. And to deflect attention from themselves, they put the body on their front lawn.
I mean, seriously, like,
So ludicrous.
it is outrageous. It is the most outrageous.
Crazy. It's crazy.
And the fact that so many people believe it is just, it's wild.
Or they say they believe it. After the 13-hour spaces yesterday, I'll say a lot of people say they believe it.
Yeah.
I talked to a few people. There were a lot of people that went to the hearing, and they said that Tuxbury did a fantastic job and, couldn't have done any better. From what I heard from a lot of Twitter, a few people from Twitter were in there. and other people, and they just said that he really did phenomenal. It's hard because the defense can throw out all of their nonsense, Ford Edge and butt dials and 227, which didn't happen. And unfortunately, the judge in federal kind of has to take them at their word.
Yeah.
Right? Like has to, they can say whatever they want. And the witnesses' attorneys who are, seeking to have it dismissed have to stick to the law. Right? So it's a little boring on their side, so to speak, but the law is on their side for this case, which, basically this judge would have to make a new law for Karen Reed if she lets this continue. I mean, it's unprecedented to be suing witnesses because they testified against you in a courtroom. Yeah. So there's just no case, even Karen's lawyers, usually you have a case that you can compare it to and stuff. There isn't one because this has not happened.
Yeah. I mean,
good
both
point.
of the cases going on, the defamation case and this federal case. I mean, it is, it's wild. I still can't believe it happened. So Karen on one hand is saying that if you're going to be a witness, then you're going to be open to litigation. And on the other hand, she's saying it is perfectly fine for me to go around and call people murderers. That is perfectly fine. I do not understand why I'm not allowed to do that.
Yes, but you guys are not. And and I think one of the most important things, and somebody who was in the gallery told me, one of the, a really powerful moment was Tuxbury saying, his clients have never said that Karen did this. They never went to the police and said, hey, Karen Reed did this. They never said that. None of them have said that. None of them have said that. They simply told what they saw. Mm-hmm. And for someone like Brian, Albert, and Nicole, it was literally, I went to bed. And I woke up and I knocked on my door. Like that's it. They didn't know anything else that went on. Right. Jen obviously knew a little bit more. She was with her that night, but even her story was what happened. It was the same as Carrie's. I mean, it's crazy when you think about it.
It's actually interesting too, is because the witnesses are like, all I know is XYZ, right? Yes. Like whatever they saw is all I know. You figure it out, right? Sure. And then Karen is like, it's absolutely them.
Right.
It's like, well, couldn't it have been the snowplow that you were wondering about? Or couldn't it have been a neighbor or you know what I mean? It's like she automatically knows based off of what?
Right. And if
she automatically knows, but she also is not an investigator, and so she can't.
She just would like to see everyone's bones.
But you would also think, right, the way Free Karen Reed hates these people so much, right? And they just despise them. You would think that all of these people were running around saying Karen killed John, and they're the ones that went to the police, and they're the ones that had her arrested, and they're the ones. None of these people ever uttered those words to investigators when they were interviewed. None of them. To this day. To this day. It's really interesting. It's wild.
It is crazy. Mm-hmm. I did go back, and before we get into the hearing, I caught this on, I think this is November of 2024. I can't remember exactly what day it was, exactly when it was. No, November of 2023. It says not petitioning on it, Lydia. It's a clip of something Aiden said during his lives. And this is pretty early on, we're 7 months in. And there's a couple things I want to point out about it.
Okay. Let me get back over here and share it.
If there's an acquittal, the DA is not exactly. If she's acquitted, could that lead to probable cause to investigate when OJ was acquitted of murder, did they go after the real killers? No, there's your answer. That's the way they're going to treat it. They're going to treat her like OJ. Karen Reed doesn't have to plead because there's a 0% chance she's getting convicted of anything.
He compared her so much to Casey Anthony. I think it was like a subconscious thing. I mean, do you realize what you're doing there, Aiden? Like,
I always think of that when he does that.
Yeah.
what are you doing?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, wild.
But
But-
Karen also compares herself to OJ too.
Yeah,
several
she did.
times.
She did. I think it's kind of like a subconscious thing, but one of the things, and he repeated it so many times, that there was no chance that she was going to be convicted. So then who are you petitioning, right? I mean, I put that one text up where Karen told him, and this is very early on, I think April 2023, when they were talking that her case was not going to trial. So
that was the plan.
So then who are you? Well, she was basically saying like, oh, I've got the feds and they're going to take care of this for me. Then who are the two of you petitioning?
Right.
If there's no jeopardy, you're not going to prison and you're not going to trial, then what are you doing? I mean, that doesn't make any sense to me that you would do that. But I think it's just wild. How many? I mean, he called her Casey Anthony too. I mean, wow.
He's hooked on calling her OJ, which is I mean, everyone knows OJ got away with murder.
Right.
Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, wild. I mean, absolutely wild. The other thing, I had a couple messages. I've put a few messages up this week. What was it, Friday, that I put that one where it's David Yannetti, and his main concern if Aiden gets charged with a crime is that he won't be able to contact the witnesses. It wasn't, oh, darn, you won't be able to do these protests for us. It was, you will no longer be able to have contact with the witnesses. So I think it's very clear as to what the motive was and what they were doing. It was not, it was not. But I put this one up. Let's see if I can get it to go up.
Very dirty, David. David.
Yeah, you really,
I mean,
really
that's
are.
not petitioning activity, talking to the witnesses. That's not.
Yeah. And so, Jenny's here. There she is.
Hey.
So
Hi, Jams.
Hey,
You missed our shit show beginning.
Yeah.
You did. You
Sorry.
did. It was glorious.
It would
It
match
was glorious.
my day here today. So.
Oh, got it, man.
It's been a day. That's all I'm going to say. It's been a day.
Yes.
So this message is from that admin group chat, the administrators of the Facebook group.
Right.
They weren't letting Aiden into the courthouse. They weren't going to give him a seat in the courtroom. The Reeds weren't going to do that. It was before he got his press pass. So he's angry about that. And if you really look at this text, this message, there's so much in here. And stupidly, like a stupid moron, Aiden, of course, authenticated these messages.
Exactly.
Which is just a horrible idea. I don't know. I'm sure his attorneys know what he's doing. And I don't know how you wouldn't, like, in the middle of that, get a phone call from your attorney. Like, what the hell are you doing? Like, but anyways, so he's saying, that Karen was the one who told him what to say when he went to the lacrosse game. And then the one at the bottom, I think, is so interesting because what do you mean, Aiden, you took charges and protected her? What are you protecting her from? If you guys weren't doing anything wrong,
Right.
what would you have had to protect her from?
Yeah. These are such good questions for their depositions,
Yeah.
right?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I've been going back through the messages and it's wild because you find new things every time. This one, I keep showing this message and I'm going to keep showing it forever because it just shows that Aiden is well aware what an allegation is.
Yep.
And he was well aware that what was in those filings were not facts, right? An allegation is a statement on a matter of fact that has not been proven. So he knew it.
He knew.
He knew.
And he telegraphs that he knew so many times.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, wow. Ooh,
I have a question real quickly. So do we know if the Roccos are getting deposed?
I would think so.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know.
Because you just made me think of the Jenna Rocco leak.
Yes, I was thinking about that the other day. That video, the audio tape of her is so damning.
So damning.
I have that. I have that one little thing right here. It just reminded me of it, but where she talks about needing to shut up Natalie, the intermediary.
Right.
So, I mean, I don't know. So much of this.
I feel like has the witnesses deposition list been, I don't think that's been put out, right? I don't think we've seen that.
You're not really going to know.
Right. I
No.
mean, we know from the other side just because they leak everything. I think that's why, you know, we're used to knowing, right? Like Telly's was last week and Michael Proctor's, and that's just because they leak everything.
Yeah.
But that's a good question. I would assume they're going to be deposed.
Yeah.
I mean, I would, if it were me, I would want them deposed.
Didn't they
Absolutely.
see something where they asked Aiden for like all of his phone records, communications, and I think the Roccos were on it. So I would assume.
Were they?
But I could be wrong.
No, if they
Were they
were
not? I remember seeing. I thought I saw it. Maybe I'm wrong.
It's a good question.
Read out all the people that O'Keefe's Diller asked for the communications with, but I don't remember who, like, exactly who they all were.
I have it saved. Let me look. You guys can keep talking. Let me look for it really quickly.
I just wanted to say this comment from Steve is exactly how I felt when I listened to that recording.
Oh my God, it really did. Yes.
It's exactly that vibe. And I would not want to have a recording of me saying those things to anybody. Like, I don't know.
Don't you feel like, though, even when they're on Twitter and they're, you know how they're all fighting and eating each other, like they all think they're the Sopranos.
They do.
It's crazy, like that they have something on someone and they're going to release this on them.
I just think it's weird that they are what they act like everybody else is. You know, like like the only people, like Karen's entire defense and team, it's like the only people who were actually caught in violation of the court was Karen's team, right? The only witnesses that were caught misleading the court was ARCA.
Yes.
Right? Like there's just like you could go down the line on this stuff, and it's like
and like handing over your phones, right? The only, like, everybody in the interview, everybody's handed their phones over. Jen McCabe, Kerry Roberts, Chris Albert, we just saw that today, Julie Albert, and then there's only two people who refused to hand over their phones.
Yeah, and the only people that we know deleted messages are Alan Jackson and Daniel Wolf.
Yeah.
It's not Jen McCabe. It's
Karen Reed.
Factory reset her phone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so frustrating.
It's really how they don't see this. It's mind-boggling.
So the Roccos are not specifically listed. However, they would fall under, during the period from January 29, 2022 through the present, all communications, including but not limited to emails, text messages, Facebook messages, Instagram messages, social media, blah, 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 related to the death of John O'Keefe.
Oh, yeah.
So they would fall under that.
Nice.
Yeah.
And so his deposition is supposed to be July 30th. I'm assuming that he handed over his discovery because we didn't hear anything in the conference.
Sure didn't.
Right.
So that would be my assumption.
Yeah, they said
I would not expect him, though, to be deposed before his criminal trial, right?
I'm sorry, say that again.
I don't think his lawyers are going to let him be deposed before his criminal trial, right?
I think civil is a little bit different, and I don't think that you get that. And I think I don't know. I mean, I don't know.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
I mean, if you listen to what Gilday said about Colin, he was like, make it happen. Like, I don't care if the military, like when he was so insistent about that, I think he's going to say, make it happen.
Yeah. And I think what he would have to do is plead the fifth, which is going to be real bad for him.
That's true. That's true. That's true. Which he almost has to do, right? I mean, he'd probably do it anyway, but with his trial coming up, I mean, you can't. Well, he's not going to.
Yeah. So and he said it on he said, "I can't be deposed before my trial." Those were his own words.
Karen filed something where she was not able to be deposed in the civil matter with the O'Keefes.
That's right.
Until
That's
after her criminal trial was concluded.
That's right.
But so far,
You're
we've
right.
not seen anything from Aiden.
Right.
I think he
So,
thinks
I
he's
don't
winning
know.
the anti-slap. That's what I think.
Could be. Yeah.
Just Hail Mary.
Uh-huh.
Well, and also, I mean, his motion to dismiss Monday is another Hail Mary, right?
Right.
Because if that's denied, I mean, he's going to trial.
Yes.
You know,
In 2 months, right? Wasn't
Yeah.
it scheduled for September?
yeah.
Oh, was it September? I thought it was
think so.
November.
I'm almost positive.
No, I think for some reason, Attorney Bradel said he had like this big murder case that no one's ever seen.
Oh, right.
So I'm not really sure. He said he was very
hard for
busy.
that
I don't
case.
know. I
I
don't know where that
looked
case is.
9 ways to Sunday for that case.
So I actually think it's in November his trial starts.
Was it November?
I remember it was so far
I
away.
thought
when they
so,
booked the
yeah.
date.
They kept pushing it. Remember, it was like,
Yeah.
oh, can we please try and at least get it like early fall? And then Bradel's
Yeah.
like, how about November? Or
Yeah.
something.
How about
Like,
January?
He's like,
you know
I'm
what
prosecuting or I'm defending Israel Keys for the next 2 months.
I keep looking because I'll never forget. He said I have a murder trial and I cannot find it anywhere.
Yeah.
So.
Girl with an eagle eye says December, and I believe everything she says. So
I remember December as well. Yeah.
Okay.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
You know what? She's right because the DA election is in January. So.
Right.
they
Right.
were
And
really
it-
pushing
Yeah,
it.
I remember it was like right up to the wire.
Look
But
at
just
our-
FYI, the whatever it's called, what is it called before you have the election? That's in September. So,
Primary?
the primary,
Primaries.
but which is pretty much the election because there's no Republican running, so it's it's all of them. So whoever is picked in September will be the new DA, pretty much. So. Because there's no one running there's no one running on the Republican side. So in September, we will know who the new DA is.
Good point.
So do we want to talk about the hearing,
Mm-hmm.
the
Do.
Which
the
one?
anti-SLAPP hearing, the anti-SLAPP
yes.
hearing? So when I was trying to understand the things that they were saying, I came across this case. I think I sent it to Carrie. It's Bryce Development v. Smith. And so what happened was there was obviously this developer that bought a bunch of property and they were going to build on it. And the neighbor, the person who abutted the land, went on to Bryce's property and they found a 4-toed salamander. It's a protected animal. And so the person, the neighbor, the abutter, reported it to the EPA, right, to stop the development of the property since there was this protected animal on there. So Bryce ends up suing Smith for trespass. Smith tries to get the case dismissed, saying he was petitioning, and he actually did go file a complaint with the EPA. And so the decision came down that it was denied, right? So his anti-SLAPP was denied. Smith's anti-SLAPP was denied because he was not just doing petitioning, and you can't just go trespass on somebody's property. It wasn't cited in the plaintiffs, and maybe there's a reason. I'm not an attorney, so I don't know how they choose their cases. Maybe it's completely inappropriate, but I look at it the same way, the trespass, the same way as I look at the witness intimidation and the harassment and the defamation, right? So you can't do those things. Like, and in this case, it was, I mean, Smith had a way better argument than Karen or Aiden.
Definitely.
For anti-SLAPP, because this person actually did go petition the EPA,
Right.
And it was denied.
Right.
So,
Because the EPA is actually the government.
Right.
correct.
Because
Not
he has
some random
he's done
person.
none of those things.
No.
Zero.
No, and what the court said was, if you're engaged, you can't cover something with and then say it's fine because I was petitioning and
Mhm.
it should be covered under anti-SLAPP. It doesn't work that way.
Right. I think the best thing with him is lately the tweets he's making, you know, claiming he's petitioning the government, thinking that they're like retroactive, you know, that they're gonna like be like, oh my God, look what he said last week. He was petitioning the government.
Oh my gosh, it's so embarrassing. It's just embarrassing.
It's so bad. We keep joking around. It's like when something upsets us, like, oh, maybe I'll just go run and yell at some children at the lacrosse game down the street. Petition the government.
Yeah. I mean, we have I don't know if we have any tonight. We have so many videos that are not petitioning the government.
Yeah.
It's insane.
I mean, Richie air tagging Jen, is that petitioning the government?
Well, I mean, they didn't actually do that, but
no, but I mean, it's so preposterous when you see what they said to each other. It's like, let's go. I got a drone. I'm going to get drone footage, and then we're going to, maybe we should air tag them.
The suggestion of the air tag. That's a great
point. I mean, that is not petitioning the government going to harass people at a lacrosse game. It's just not.
I think he thinks because he protested once at Morrissey's office that for some reason he keeps bringing that up, which
well, he's hoping that will suffice as his
which
reasoning.
Is just absurd.
But when
and it's like, is Estes interpretive dance at the State House, is that petitioning the government? It's hard to know.
I mean, it's kind of like
the State House a lot.
It's kind of like hitting someone and then saying you're against domestic abuse, right? Like, I'm totally against domestic abuse, but you're also bitch slapping people around. And it's like, you can't, you saying it once over here doesn't make the hit any less of a hit, right? That's exactly what his problem is. You already did it.
I also think, I mean, he was on the steps of the,
yes, the State House,
right? Which, you know, would be considered petitioning the government if that's what you were doing there. I mean, I have the video of him there. All he's doing is calling John McCabe a murderer.
That's what I'm saying.
That is
that video.
Sir, you are not petitioning the government.
No. And two things can be true at once, right? Like, he could one day be outside of whatever, you know, Morrissey's office. And then next day he could be at a lacrosse game and be harassing witnesses. It's not
standing outside of D&E Pizza telling Chris Albert's customers that there's blood in the pizza is not petitioning the government.
It's not.
Yeah. Well, I think it was Hoops. I'm trying to find it now, but he put the picture of Aiden at one of the select board meetings.
Right.
And, you know, Aiden is claiming that was petitioning the government when he was at select board meetings. What was he doing? He was holding up a sign saying that Chris Albert
was a killer.
Is a killer. That's not petitioning the government.
No. Remember, we talked about it last week. That would be getting up and saying a speech and asking for change and having people sign petitions and sending emails, not holding a sign up and giving Chris Albert the finger. At the
Or dressing up like an elephant at a select board meeting. That is not petitioning the government. That's just being a dumbass.
Yeah. Oh, it says, I mean, Kilderman. That's what it is.
Even when he was at Morrissey's office, he was standing outside saying, I'm tainting the jury.
Yes,
and
absolutely.
I mean,
yeah,
and I think
it just hit play, right?
The point that was made in one of the filings, which it just keeps sticking with me, I just keep thinking about it, was that, you know, when he had his opportunity to truly petition the people that really could have made a decision about Karen Reed, Judge Canoni and the jurors, what did he do? He pled the fifth.
Yep, great point.
That was perfect opportunity to petition the government on her behalf, and he did not. He chose to stay silent.
That's a great point.
He never made a report with MSP, never made a report with CPT, with anybody.
Never called 911.
Well,
not even 311.
He did call when his shoe was missing, or began.
He did. Good point. He did petition the government for his shoe and his
give him that.
justice for the key fob.
And Kate was just correcting. It was a private fundraiser for Morrissey. It wasn't his office. It was.
The
it was
message
a
put up as well this weekend or this week. Sorry, I've completely lost track of time at this point. Julie, where he is telling Yannetti, like if a wiretap was to be reported against him, or if he were to report someone for wiretapping, what entity he would go to, how he would go about reporting it, all of that. I mean, it just goes to show he knows who to go to. Mm-hmm. He knows how to report these things. And he never once did it. Not once.
Nope.
Good point. Yeah. He only did it for Meredith, right?
Right. And as far as like any of
police.
Yeah. As far as any of the supposed information that he's, or whatever evidence he had against the supposed true killers.
Yeah.
Not once did he ever go to any type of entity to try to report that.
And he has clearly a good working relationship with the Holden police. He could have told Holden police.
Yep.
Which, on a little side note of that, we have to do at some point the Gretchen interview, the redacted that just came out, because I mean, man, if that doesn't tell you where this story really came from, listening to, reading that with, Tom Beebe and the gossip.
Is this the new, because Julie was telling us before we started the show tonight, there's a new one that came out.
Yeah, so it's the redacted one.
Okay, where is it? Where can we...
Can you stick it in our drive?
Me and Lydia.
Yeah, I think it's in Google Drive. I think it's in the drive.
We have not seen it. Oh, I know what you're talking about.
It is, I mean, you really see who they have telling this story. So we'll have to hit that for a show for sure, because I mean, I mean, we've known it, we've said it before. It was all town gossip, and it's really crazy to see it in print.
Yeah.
It's funny because I feel like we see the text messages and stuff, and then we're like, oh, Tom Beatty had a really big role in this. And then I feel like we move on and we kind of forget about him.
Yeah.
And then like we see something like what's in that interview, and it's like, oh yeah, there he is again. Like,
right.
I feel like he's forgotten in this story.
Yes.
Yeah, I agree.
And he was so many things, right? So many things he was involved with.
Yep.
And I made a post today because I feel like the same way that we haven't hit upon enough, like Karen telling everyone, the public, smearing Colin Albert, saying that he was the drug dealer that John O'Keefe reported, right? And now we actually have the text messages of John reporting the drug dealer, and it's not Colin Albert. And she's the one that took the pictures of it, and she knows damn well it wasn't Colin Albert.
She knew it wasn't.
But she spread it. Like, it's just all these, there's so many things there's just too many things, you know?
That's the problem. There's so much to come up with.
Yeah.
It's so gross. Poor Colin.
Yeah.
You want to hit the hearing?
The Jackson part of it with Karen is quite interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, let me find this. So which one do you want me to play, Julie?
So I've got 3 clips. I've got the one, we could probably just go in alphabetical order. So you could start with the arrogance one. I thought that was so great. I clipped the whole thing.
So good.
I think it's important to hear the whole thing.
Yeah, I agree. Stand by.
That's why you did it. All right.
Yeah, that's why we did it.
So, Attorney Seligson, apparently the original motion to dismiss that was served addressed the plaintiff's original complaint, not the First Amendment complaint. Is that correct?
The original motion addresses the complaint, which is extended by an amendment.
Hang on. It would appear, from what I saw, that, and I'm happy to give you, because I did compare and contrast of your original motion
Yes, Your Honor.
and the second one. But what it appeared is that maybe someone responded to the wrong complaint. I don't know. But after the issue was brought to the attention, your attention, or whoever in your office, you unilaterally filed an amended motion on June 23rd. And Attorney Mateen references 9A. I might have missed it in 9A, but I don't quite see how you get to do that.
Well, Your Honor, the June 23rd motion to dismiss simply corrects the caption. But Your Honor, if I may answer the question.
The rule doesn't allow it, does it? Does Rule 9A allow me to send a motion and then a few days later say, yeah, I changed my mind, here's another one?
Nothing was changed. We didn't change. No one changed their mind, Judge. What happened was there was an amended complaint which simply adds additional factual allegations. There's no new.
Well, why wouldn't you ask for permission? Why didn't you just do it?
Because we thought we could reasonably deal with counsel. That's why, Judge.
Yeah, but
And I don't think there's any prejudice to them by getting a complaint.
there's prejudice to the process, and I just don't know. It just seems to me this decision such as that, I don't know whether it's a showing of entitlement or arrogance. I don't know which.
It's neither, Judge. It's simply correcting a motion to dismiss a complaint that was subsequently amended that has absolutely no change substantively, no change in parties, counts, theories, or anything other than additional facts, which we address in reply. So it's a correction of the original motion. We reached out to counsel after they pointed it out to us, asked them.
They told you they weren't going to accept it.
Well,
so you decided, okay, I don't care what they say, we're just going to do it.
How are they prejudiced? We even offered them more time to respond. It's form over substance, Judge, with all due respect. The arguments are still presented. The theory that they're advancing is still addressed. There's no prejudice, there's no change except some number paragraphs. And where it said Plymouth, it had said Barnstable because this is where the case originally originated. So while I understand the mechanics of the process under 9A, we really haven't violated anything. We've responded to the amended complaint, which is purely an extension of the original complaint. There's cases that hold for that position. It's not an inoperative, superseded complaint. It's an extension of what was initially filed. And we've addressed the arguments.
It was filed as of right. So that's the operative complaint. The amended complaint was filed as of right.
But it still extends what was initially pled at the initiation of this lawsuit, which is a theory that has not changed by virtue of an amendment. What happens in the amendment is some additional factual allegations are included.
So why didn't you respond? Why didn't you address those in your June 23rd? For example,
we addressed in the reply, Your Honor.
Right. You could have done it. You could have done it in the amended motion, couldn't you? Because the reply is not to argue stuff you might have missed. The reply is to talk about new stuff.
But we are under no obligation to address every single factual allegation.
But you're also you don't have the ability just to throw in a reply because you want to put in something you might have forgotten to address.
The purpose of a reply is to reply to the arguments that are in the opposition to the motion to dismiss, which is what we've done. And I'm here to argue it verbally as well.
Let's talk then for a moment about the reference.
Y'all, him saying that it is not a superseded complaint is a lot.
Yeah.
It's a superseded complaint.
Well, I mean, the way he just tried to justify it, it's an extension, and
right.
You can hear exactly what they thought they were going to do. They were going to just do that, file that, and then they were going to hit the other stuff because they assumed the plaintiffs would reply with the other allegations.
Yeah.
And
he tried he tried everything there. Like, we thought we could deal with the other side in a reasonable manner, as if they weren't trying to negotiate all of this with them.
Well,
Yeah.
he did him the professional courtesy of telling him before it got to the point where it was going to be in front of the judge that you responded to the superseded complaint.
Which
I mean, he didn't have to do that.
No, no,
Right.
no. And as far as the, you heard, I think we heard it, maybe we'll hear it in one of these where Maddie talks about gamesmanship. That word, I have to go back, but I am fairly certain that word was first brought up in a different disagreement between the two sides in the wrongful death case. And it was Rosenberg. And I believe it had to do with Cullen, and he had used that word gamesmanship. So I think that word was used by Maddie on purpose.
Deliberately.
Interesting.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, this judge really sees right through it, though, right? Like
He does.
he really does, and for both sides, right? I think he's very like calls it like he sees it, which I like. You know, I mean, he's gone at the plaintiff's sides or at the witnesses' attorneys a couple times for stuff too. Like he's, you know, he's right, doing exactly what he should do. But there's just so much more on the other side for him to call out. But I mean, he sees right through this, and he is just not going to let it happen in his courtroom.
Yeah.
No, he seems very no nonsense, right? Like he wants to get through this. He wants to stay on a timeline. He does not want to drag this out.
Right.
And all of these games drag this out, and he doesn't like it. And I don't know when they're going to catch on. They're not doing themselves any favors by trying to continue to play these games that they've played for all of these years, because he is not having it.
Right.
Like, get in line. Get in line.
Yeah. It's so nice and refreshing to have a judge that is onto it in real time when we all sat through what was going on with ARCA and everything else, and being so frustrated that there was never a consequence. That this is just so nice to see.
I don't think if Judge Gilday was on the bench for Karen Reed's second trial that ARCA would have been allowed to testify.
No, and you wonder about the third party, right?
Dr. Russell.
Yeah, or Dr. Russell.
Yeah.
Or Richard Green.
Yeah.
Yeah, just so many things could be different. It's frustrating.
It's sad.
Yep, it is. Very sad.
Okay, what's next? So the next one is
You can do the intent one.
Intent. Okay, got it. Let me share.
Yeah, for this reading, it suggests that the claims against him, you can't show the claims against him are based solely on petitioning activity. And they point to the Judge Krupp's finding of an intent to influence and pressure the witnesses, as well as to Judge Doolit's finding that Mr. Kearney's purpose was to interfere, obstruct, a few other words. So what do you say to that?
Those rulings are not helpful on this motion in the court's text, because they turn, as you just mentioned, on the question of intent. And the anti-SLAPP law provides that the motive behind protected petitioning activity is not to be considered at the first stage of the analysis, which is where we are. That's been the law ever since the Office 1 versus Lopez case, if not before, back in 2001. And the witness intimidation charges relate to conduct that is only partly part of this case. The witness intimidation rulings by those two judges do not analyze whether Aidan Kearney's statements meet the statutory definition of petitioning under the anti-SLAPP statute. Instead, all those decisions say is that there's probable cause to believe that he may have, on the right proof, committed certain crimes that turn on subjective intent. And that is not helpful in the current motion. The current motion looks at statements. The question is whether the statements for which he has been sued meet the statutory definition of petitioning under the anti-SLAPP statute, and the question of motive is not to be considered. And that
Yeah, but then he spent his entire motion talking about why he did what he did.
Exactly.
I think it was hysterical when he's like, well, they're not helpful.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't help us. I really take issue with when Pyle said, well, we did it better. Do you guys remember when he said that?
Yes. Yeah.
I was like, wow, the arrogance.
Yeah, and it's funny because all the tweets and the content, right, were geared around what Pyle just said. Like, we just saw this onslaught of intent tweets and intent videos and all that when he expressly outlined his intent in the video where he says he wants to take the jury pool, right? So it's unwinnable.
Yeah, I mean, tainting the jury pool, your life will never be the same. We're never going to leave you alone. I mean, I don't know what more they think these people, like, I don't, you know, I don't even, I mean, it's unwinnable with a jury, right? A jury that is not infiltrated, which I pray that they're able to find.
Right. I mean, how do you justify you can never leave your house?
You can't.
I mean,
you can't. You know, and other ones too, right? Like, we'll never leave you alone. We'll never.
Or if you just tell the truth, we'll leave your son alone. You know, like, that's, or all of the, you know, the text messages or the signal messages where he's talking to Karen about making money and being on, you know, being on different programs and, you know, producing
$50 million.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know how you overcome all of that.
And it's just, it's unbelievable when you see these law tubers, right? Like people like Bob Motta, who, I mean, he's a lawyer. I don't know what kind of lawyer he is. I've never seen him do any law.
Internet lawyer.
You know, Melanie Little and I forget her name, the one with the brown hair there, Emily something.
Emily Baker.
Yeah. You know, the words we were just saying, right? You'll never leave your house.
Right.
Like she just said, if you just tell the truth, I'll leave your son alone.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine if, you know, they were watching a case where gang members said that, right?
Correct.
To other, you know, to people that were going to testify against them, how appalled they would be. And I dare to say that they would definitely think that was witness intimidation.
I have a clip of Alan Jackson saying exactly that in gang cases when he was running.
Yeah, I mean, he was big in the gang unit, and he wrote a book. Or not a book, but he wrote a paper that was actually filed in a federal book about gangs and their intimidation tactics and that. And it's literally like he's talking, you know, if you could fill in Aiden Carney's name and so much of it and get it.
And he ran on that. He asked for the public trust based on that type of approach that he said he was going to have. Right?
So I can't figure out how these law tubers find this behavior okay and that they'll defend it.
I think it's bullshit because I think if it's their own family, this is how you can analyze if you are looking at this properly. If this was your family, these were your kids, and you felt like there's someone out there telling you not to leave your house, that they have a mob of people who are everywhere. And they're going to show up at your children's sporting events and scream killer. And they're going to show up with a blowhorn while you eat lunch in the mall. You know, all these things. You bet your ass, Bob Motta or whatever your law tuber names are, that you would consider that harassment. Yeah. It is harassment.
Look at them when their own people do it to them. I mean, even Melanie Little has said, you know, you shouldn't have messed with me. I'm coming for you because you were harassing me, whatever. I mean, even when their own people are doing these things to them, and they're not even doing a third, a fourth, a fifth, a tenth of what Aiden has done.
Right, exactly.
They're calling it harassment. They're taking steps to try to prevent it.
Bob Mata blocked me when I called him on his bullshit in Delphi. So he's scared. He's terrified constantly.
Well, and I think Melanie Little had actually made a comment on her show saying that we had defamed her. She had called me out at one point saying I defamed her on Twitter. And I went back in my tweets because I'm like, that's not me to be attacking people. And I went back, and what I have talked about on Twitter of Melanie Little is the fact that she was telling her viewers that the judge was coughing and insinuating that the judge was giving secret signals to a prosecutor, and how reckless I think that is. Like that's not defamatory. You actually were saying that, and I actually do believe that that's reckless for a law tuber to do.
Yeah. And I mean, I would call her out a million times over. I have a video of her of clips calling all the witnesses evil and
yes.
Look at that. And I mean, it's horrific.
Mm-hmm. She's been very, very nasty to people. Yeah. So they would absolutely feel harassed, and they should, right? If anyone treated them that way that Aiden has treated these witnesses,
sure,
they
no one should do that.
No one should be enduring that. And dare I say, Karen Reed, right? So,
that's
Karen Reed.
Right. That's the thing. We would never condone that happening to anyone, any of them. Like, as much as I can't stand half of these law tubers, I would never think that it's okay to do that to them or to Karen Reed.
No. And I mean, I think Tuesday even talked about it when it was happening to the Laundrie family in the, Brian Laundrie, Gabby Petito case. Like, no one thought that was okay, that people were outside their houses with megaphones screaming at them.
No, it's just, that's when you turn into a lunatic, right? Yes. Like when you're, even I remember when they were doing it to Casey Anthony's family. Like I thought it was terrible. I thought it was just bizarro. Like you're outside her parents' house, like screaming and what are you doing?
Yeah, no matter what side of the case you're on. And that's the thing is that they don't have the objectivity to say, okay, yes, we believe that she's innocent, but this should have never happened to these witnesses.
But so they know they can't say that, right?
Because they'll lose their super chats, they'll lose their subscribers, and that's what tells you right there that they're not being genuine.
And that's why I think lawyer there who will sometimes come in and say like, oh, I realized this and whatever, but then he sees the clap back and, whatever he loses, then he comes right back and says something else
back in line.
Ridiculous that Julie has to correct the next day because it's completely false information. But he knows he has to do it.
It's cowardly. Yes. I want to like him. I want to like lawyer, like, I feel like out of law tubers, I'm like, there's some redeeming things, but then all of a sudden he does this thing where I'm like, you know what? You're actually choosing to be a coward versus having integrity. Just get on your show, get on Twitter and apologize for telling Megyn Kelly on a massive platform that Proctor said to pin it on the girl. Yeah. That is a huge allegation that you are asserting as a fact. And it's not. It came from Alan Jackson. That is something that would be proof of a conspiracy, right?
Correct.
So that's a big deal to be misinformed about or to lie about. I'm going to give him grace and say he just is poorly misinformed. But at this point, how can you be that misinformed when you've been covering the trials like this?
I think he also
informed him.
Yeah, and didn't he also report that Colin Albert was like calling Michael Proctor or something?
Yes. He had said that Michael Proctor gave Colin Albert
case files.
Yes.
He said what?
Said what?
He said Proctor gave Colin Albert case information, confidential information about the case.
Yeah.
Because that's what Colin Albert wants to be reading at night.
I can't see any kid that was reading that stuff.
Isn't that what that one profile on Twitter said, that AIM account? Like one of those accounts made an allegation like that as fact.
Oh, really?
And
Really?
then I believe that those two girl podcast or
Yeah.
YouTubers, they made a comment. One came back and was like, "Oh, I accidentally said this was true and it wasn't." I don't know. It was like a whole thing. So I'm wondering.
Oh, I remember, but I can't remember.
Yes. They actually corrected themselves, I believe.
Yeah,
the two women did.
Very, very kind of grumpily, but yeah.
They kind of.
But yeah, I mean, regardless, correcting themselves is the right thing to do, and he never did it.
Sure.
You know.
Yeah, no, he gets no grace. He's never mind. I know a bunch of men like him in Florida, South Florida.
Is that where he's from?
He's in Tampa.
Ever since Ginny showed me all of the Melanie Little acting clips, I just have such a different view now when I watch any of the law tubers.
Yeah.
Because now I just feel like they're all acting.
They are.
Yeah, they are.
I really do. Like, I feel like they're all acting.
Mm-hmm. And watch Bob Mata and Ali Mata. They are 100% acting.
Yeah.
Just
I mean,
Rebecca
the videos Jenny sent me, that's how she acts on the show.
Yes, correct.
So I'm like, okay, you're acting.
This is a soap opera.
And the Sean accidentally does steroids or something like that. I forget what the title is now, but it's
right.
Somebody accidentally does steroids or something.
Yeah, it was like really disturbed me. Like, and then I watched her a little bit, and I was like, wow, she's acting.
Yeah. And there's a real victim and a real extended family at the heart of what she's turning into a soap opera, and that is just like there are no words for how gross that is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I will say too is, so I had talked to Bob Mata on Spaces that one day, and he made this statement about defense attorneys. He's very highly of himself, that they are the police for police. They police the police. Which I want to say, like, let's kind of take your cape off a little bit, right? Like, I get it. Defense attorneys play an important role in our justice system. But, like, who is the police of the law tubers? Like, I want to be like, there's a new sheriff in town, right? That is Tuesday, Julie, Lydia, Ginny. Like you're not the ones that are just going to go around and say every cop is corrupt because you just feel like that today, and it's clickbait. So I just thought that was like an interesting thing that he says. He thinks he's the police of the police, and I feel like that borderline's a little bit of an arrogance versus the responsibility of
just a little bit.
A little bit.
And him saying, to Aiden, because he was on a live with Aiden, talking about the situation with, John being found on Brian Albert's lawn. He was like, if that was our crib, like he's not some suburban white man living in, outside of Chicago. Like he's somehow being exploited by the police, he and Aiden. Like, it's just so gross how they take those narratives and use them for their purposes when they're just like in their ivory tower, not experiencing anything about what they're talking about.
Yeah,
He can't even police his own. He can't police himself. His wife can't police herself. I mean, look at the trouble they've gotten into.
Yes. Absolutely.
In their own careers. Like, you think that you're in charge of policing someone else?
Right.
Give me a break.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
They're all the same. It's just gross. It's really gross.
Yeah.
Just tired of it. Burned out on the conspiracy culture. I'm burned out on the clickbait culture. I'm burned out on seeing victims be re-victimized. I'm burned out on witnesses being abused.
Yeah.
It's like, it's this powerhouse in the YouTube world, especially in social media. And it's getting tiring to watch.
And the responsibility, like when you think about the messages that Jen and, you know, the other witnesses are still getting to this day, like really hateful, vile, awful things that are, you know, people are contacting them personally. There's so much responsibility in the people that are on YouTube, essentially directly encouraging people to do that, you know, whipping up all this hate and this, you know, these false theories about the witnesses. And they are encouraging these unhinged people who think it's somehow appropriate to contact a witness in a murder trial and threaten them and say all these terrible things. Like, that is a responsibility that they shoulder, right? The people who are on YouTube doing this, that's their responsibility. It's like if we were on this show saying, you know, you should be contacting witnesses in a murder case because we think that they are the real murderers. It's so irresponsible.
Yeah.
It is.
It's just a game to them. They don't stop and think about the people that are behind the story. And I mean, like you said, like imagine if we were on here saying, call Bill Reed, call Janet Reed, call Karen Reed, text them, tell them how you feel.
Do it live, like with their phone number right here.
Right. Or do it like Eden does. Or like say, I'm not saying you should do this, but you know, it's unbelievable.
That was one of the most interesting things that happened over the last week too, was the coded language statement, right? Like, you're saying you're petitioning the government, but then you're also using coded language so that even if the government wanted to find it, they couldn't.
Aiden didn't get it though. He just did not understand.
No.
It went right over his head. And then he started saying, we're not a vigilante mob justice group. Yeah, that's exactly what you are, bud. Like, the only thing you don't have is the pitchforks. Like, that's exactly what you're doing.
Can you run some plates for me? Can you take a picture of that cow's car or whatever it said? How is that not vigilante shit?
Right. I think whatever he's like, he is one of those kind of like a cult leader, right? Like, where they feel like whatever they say is true. So they can say whatever they want and get the people, their goal is to get the people to listen to what they're saying and not look at what they're doing, you know, and they want to control the narratives, constantly control the narrative. I didn't boo John's parents. I never did that. And then it's like, we watch a video of it. It's like, I see it with my own eyes as much as I see the hole in Karen's taillight at 8 a.m. that morning. Right. So it's an interesting culture. Yeah. Behavioral persona. I feel like we've gotten way off our topic, but
I know. Sorry.
Sorry, Julie.
No, you're fine. I mean, we're just discussing stuff. I think I have one more video.
What is the name of it? Is it
with
Fracture?
No, it starts with ITS.
No, there is. Oh, got it. I'm lying. Hang on. Okay.
Statements are relevant.
So, Your Honor, Judge Doolin and Judge Krupp's findings that Mr. Carney's activity was outside the protection of the First Amendment because it was activity that was intended to intimidate witnesses and harass witnesses is important because it provides you with some insight as to how other judicial officers considered whether or not that type of conduct was constitutionally protected and therefore likely to be petitioned. In fact, what Mr. Carney has done and what Ms. Reed has done by conspiring with him is pursued an unlawful campaign of harassment and intimidation, and a tool that they used in connection with that campaign was defamation. And so this, I think, the findings of Judge Krupp and Judge Doolin really just point to a truism. And that truism is, in the history of the United States, there has never been a case that we can find in which the court ruled that one citizen may publicly accuse another of murder outside of any reporting to government and be immune from civil liability for it. There is no case. Mr. Pyle has not cited any case. It would be a radical expansion of anti-SLAPP protections for this court to find that. And that is highlighted by Judge Doolin's and Judge Krupp's conclusions that what Mr. Carney was doing with respect to these witnesses, and again, I think it's important to separate what we've alleged in the complaint, which has to do with conduct directed towards these witnesses, versus other conduct he may have been involved in, relating to the DA or the investigation or whatever it may have been. What we've alleged is a course of conduct directed at these witnesses. What Judge Krupp and Judge Doolin analyzed was the conduct he directed at these witnesses, and they found that there was no constitutional protection for it, which is exactly what we are saying in this case, that there was no constitutional protection for his defamatory and harassing conduct. The defamation here being in service of an effort not to petition the government, but an effort to intimidate and browbeat these witnesses into changing their testimony. And we make a specific allegation in the complaint in that regard, where Mr. Carney says, this will all stop if you flip. He's not petitioning the government to get these witnesses to flip. He's petitioning the witnesses themselves, and he's encouraging others to intimidate them in order to create that outcome for Ms. Reed.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, and when you listen to Pyle, I mean, he really whitewashed what Aiden did. He really took, like all that, he just didn't even address it, right? Yeah. He, it kind of wild, but Aiden does that too, right? About his behavior. He's always just like, oh, I was just asking questions.
I mean, after hearing Chris Maddie, I wouldn't want to go up against him in the civil case.
No. And he has such a presence like Hank did. Mm-hmm. And he's so in command of the facts of the case. Like and you think about how much information, like we've studied this for years, right? And Chris Maddie comes in, he has this grasp of all of it. Like he understands everything that happened with these witnesses, and he understands the intent that was there, and he articulates it so well.
And you can tell him and Tuxbury and the other lawyers there, Murphy, and they are so invested in this. They know what went on here, right?
Yes.
And they've seen what the lawyers have done. I mean, they see everything, right? You can tell from their filings. You know, they keep putting Jackson and Yanetti's names in there.
Meanwhile, like Karen's attorneys are like, oh, well, I haven't watched the ID doc.
Yes.
And I haven't, like they don't.
My client allegedly said this. What do you mean allegedly? Yeah. She said it in a documentary. We all saw it. What?
Right. It's
that was bizarre.
That was my favorite moment, actually. Mm-hmm. It reminded me of when the judge was like, who actually said pin it on the girl? When you quoted it and didn't cite it.
Oh my gosh.
Was it Rosenberg? Was like, I don't know. I have no idea.
He's like flipping his papers. I'm not sure who said that. Oh, it was Alan Jackson.
Yeah. But is it Seligson?
Seligson. Yeah.
I always mispronounce his name. But yeah, it was like the ID. I haven't watched the ID doc. Like
crazy.
Yeah, I mean, what is going on over there?
I think a lot of fibbing. Because no way an attorney is not going to watch all the things, right? All her words,
client statements.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
did they give any sort of, I know with federal, that decision literally, just so everyone is aware in the audience, like that could literally be 6 months from now. It is
So depressing.
It's a long process for federal, and I'm pretty sure that Judge Casper is known for taking a long time
Long
with her
decisions.
Oh, really?
But did Gilday give them any ideas, or was it just he said he would take it under advisement?
No, just take it under advisement.
Yeah, he didn't. And if you guys notice, her 12B motion still is not docketed.
Right.
The one that they had, it's still not on the docket. And I don't know if we talked about it. We did, I think, the last time, the affidavit, that the email was left off because it didn't add to the conversation, and it was a professional courtesy.
Yes.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. But I mean, this is just my impression of him. This is just opinion, but he's big into judicial economy.
Yeah.
And he's made that pretty clear. So I don't feel like this is going to take a long time on his end. If I had to guess, if I were a betting woman, I would say this, fairly in short order, possibly this week. I'd guess.
Wow. I was thinking maybe in August, but I would rather it be next week.
I was thinking within a month. Yeah, I was thinking.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
So then on Monday, right?
Make a week.
So Monday is Amy's motion to dismiss.
Yes. Yep.
And that is in front of Judge Belizos?
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. And then no one can answer this question for me online. I've asked and no one can answer for me. He already had a motion to dismiss.
He did.
So I've just never seen defendant.
A motion to dismiss?
Like double
I've never
secret
seen it.
dismiss.
So is this now because of like new evidence, or like maybe are they using Proctor's text messages? Are they using something else?
I thought it was because he said they didn't find out until after they filed the original motion to dismiss that the names of the videos had been.
Oh, right.
I think that's what it was.
So it's something different that they're claiming.
Yeah, something I new, whatever. I think it's a little ridiculous. Oh my gosh, did you guys see that message that Kate put on Twitter?
That's exactly what was going through my head. Just
wow. I don't.
What was it?
So he sent a message to Christy Citron,
right?
To get information because Aiden had been set up. So he wanted like Discord messages.
Oh, Betero, yes.
Something ridiculous. Like, sir, what are you doing?
What's going on? Like, you are literally sending messages to people on Twitter and like what is going on here?
Unhinged.
What is happening?
Yeah, he looks really ridiculous, but
there was something else that I saw today. Quickly, I know that we're probably wrapping up, but did you guys see in the latest FOIA dump, which I thought was really interesting? A lot of stuff came out. FKR's hero there, Karina Kolakithis, or Katerina, her text messages were released, and she was calling Karen a psychopath and saying all these just terrible things about her and talking about the case nonstop. And Hoops made a great post, saying, hey, oh, wow, this is so weird. People involved are talking about the case. You know how Free Karen Reid is always like, oh my God, the witnesses were talking about the case. And of course they were, their friend just died. So I thought that was really interesting. I remember when the Kolakithises left the courtroom and they literally entered a receiving line of Free Karen Reid people, high-fiving them and shaking their hands and, just thanking them for I don't know what, because she didn't offer anything on the stand. But
well, she did tell us that she saw the cutest thing in the world
ever.
Which was John kissing.
She's never seen it before.
She's never seen a boyfriend or husband kiss their girlfriend the way on the head like that.
Nope. She never saw it before.
It was so bizarre.
That was the most bizarre.
Daniel Wolf
Reading
went
those
through
texts
that.
were really funny.
It was funny. And Daniel Wolf went through that same receiving line, remember? Because that's when the lady that was chasing him tripped.
Oh my God, she fell.
They would go, yeah, they would go down these lines of people who were just dying to fawn over them. It was
I mean,
so
think
weird.
about holy mackerel. Like, how is that allowed?
Weird.
It
No
shouldn't
idea.
be at all, especially given that you don't know how a trial is going to end. If it ends in a mistrial, which it did that first trial, these witnesses have to come back,
right?
You know, and they're now superheroes or they're villains again, or they're, you know, this shouldn't be allowed. It just bizarre.
It was circus.
Yeah.
Well, I think I was talking to somebody the other night about the Lindsay Clancy case starts on Monday, which I don't really know a lot about, and I'm really interested to watch it and kind of be a juror as I watch it and, you know, see what I think. I really don't know a lot about it. Obviously, you know, I do know that, you know, psychosis can be caught, you know, I know all that. So I really am interested to see what I think when I watch it. But anyway, I saw the list of her witnesses, and La Posada was on it.
Yeah.
And, you know, Kevin Reddington is no fool, right? He is really one of the best around here. And she is quite a hero to a lot of the Free Karen Reed losers, right? So when, you know, just think, you know, one of those, you know, this is why there's such a problem now in the justice system, because one of those gets on the jury and they've got this, you know, wackadoodle, you know, retired medical examiner.
Oh, La Posada. I think you said a different name.
I thought I said La Posada.
Oh.
No. Yeah. La Posada.
Okay. Maybe it was my accent. But I just think how scary that can be, right? Especially in Norfolk County.
Yeah.
It's a good point where they become like almost characters now, and they root for them. And it's a really good point.
Yeah, because they've really turned, you know, those people into, you know, the heroes, you know, Marie Russell and La Posada.
Yeah.
So that's kind of scary, right? That
I don't
know, for people, whether, you know, and she may be insane, she may not be, but I was just thinking like, wow, you know, just one Free Karen Reed person gets on the jury. I mean, it's over.
Yeah, I'm withholding judgment on that one because same thing. I don't know what about it. I want to watch. Like I want to watch and see what happens. But I will say that her as her expert, as Clancy's expert, that was strike one.
Yeah. Right. And like I said, though, he's no fool, right?
No, 100%. Yeah, I get what you're saying.
But see, even us, like now, like we're like, oh, La Posada, like already there's a mark against her. Like she's a character now, right?
Yeah,
so, and
both ways. Yeah, I mean,
no, for sure.
But it's true.
So I'm going to try to watch her with no bias. I'm really going to
It's going to be hard because she thought John was either 5'7" or 7'11" or something like that.
Right. And she also would not let Hank wish her a good morning. So
it was the relationship. It was like there was that tension with her and Hank that I had that automatic distrust because I know that Hank he was so professional and with all those witnesses, but you could kind of sense that tension with her, you know, for Hank.
I mean, from jump, hello, from Good Morning.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it was very tense.
No. What Truth put? I didn't realize that.
Oh, wow.
Yes, he is.
Okay. I didn't know that either, Truth.
The first exposure,
there's like a lot of like phone calls and stuff that are in. That'll be really interesting.
Yeah, that will be.
Yeah,
I first heard about her in the extraction because Aiden was telling Natalie that he knew she killed her kids, but that he felt like she was like possessed by the devil, and that's why she did it. That was the first time I had ever heard her name was in the extraction in conversation between the two of them.
I thought her case was after. all of this?
No, he talks to Natalie about it.
Oh, interesting.
What is she charged with? Is it first degree for all 3 kids?
That's a great, I think so. I haven't read the charging documents.
I don't know if I can watch that trial. I don't know.
No, I don't like
it's going to be a hard trial to watch. Yeah,
anything with children.
I have to
swore
see,
off it after Gannon Stouch.
No, yeah, Gannon Stouch was my last one with kids. I'm gonna see how this one goes. But I don't know.
Maybe just read the documents, not watch the trial. I hate that testimony. Oh,
yeah.
Well,
what else do we have on the agenda here, Julie?
We did have their affidavits, Aiden and Karen's.
Oh yes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean there's some mistruths in those, but I don't know if you guys want to go over them. I'm probably going to have to leave fairly quickly here.
How long? They're pretty short, aren't they? Or
yeah, they're pretty short. If you guys want to go over them, I'm probably going to go check on my dog.
Oh no, I hope he's okay.
Sorry. Yeah, you can hop off whenever you need to.
Yeah.
Do you guys want to go through those or?
Yeah, whatever you want to do.
I'm good either way. I mean, I know I got on here late, but I also need to leave not in too long. So
that's okay. We can do
a day. It has been a
it has been a day.
Actually, it's been a week. So
yeah. Maybe we
but whatever you guys want to do. Whatever you want to do.
No, I'm down with whatever. Why don't we? It's already been we're almost that 2-hour mark. So I didn't know if there's anything else.
We can do that. We can do their affidavits another day.
Yeah,
I think so.
Yeah, and I want to do the Gretchen, the redacted.
Yes,
it would be really fun. We should all read like a part. Like,
is it long?
There's so many people.
It's
really long, so we probably have to split it up.
Even more pages now. Even more pages now because it's unredacted. So I'm kind of glad we didn't do it a few weeks ago.
Me too.
Because there's
yes.
That's gonna take a while.
Yeah, that might have.
That might be like a 2. Because I feel like that first part was like at least a 2-hour interview.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
that'll be a good one though.
Yeah,
it'll be a really good one.
It is good. It's good.
Someone's asking if Julie's dog's okay. Julie's dog ate something today, so he
ate something under her porch. She said so. He's a little sicky.
Yeah.
Poor Herbie.
Someone who had passed on.
So then there's a lot coming up next week, right? We'll have to talk about Monday's trial or hearing.
Mm-hmm.
What's on Monday?
Motion to dismiss for
Aiden. Motion to dismiss.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. All right.
So and possibly, I mean, we might get a ruling next week. We don't know.
Oh yeah,
that would be hopeful. I'm gonna put my chips on that as well.
Yeah.
Okay. So you guys say next week, and Ginny and I say August. So that's good. We have a little back.
We'll give Julie the week between that, the last week of July.
Yeah, Julie can have the last week of July.
Here's the hoping.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I guess we'll wrap it up.
Okay. Sounds good.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, have a good night, guys.
Okay.
Bye. Guys, hey, if everybody could donate to defendingthetruth.org. We saw, this week how many hearings that they had to have last week, and it's quite the expensive process. So the witnesses so appreciate your help and anything you guys can do. And if you can't, pass it on.
Share it.
Send the website to somebody so they can read about it. Invite them to the next fundraiser, which is in the planning stages now. So we're going to have one soon, hopefully August or September. So defendingthetruth.org, and thank you guys so much as usual.
Thanks.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys.